Hey friends, welcome back. Now, so far we covered how to create a workspace in the Power BI service. We have seen how we can add members to this workspace or admins, depending on the role we want to give them. We also have seen how to create an app and how to update the app by simply clicking then the update button after we made our changes. And now let's explore dashboards in the Power BI service. Now, first of all, what is a dashboard? If you remember correctly, I said that there's a distinct difference in Power BI between a report and a dashboard. The main difference is that reports are things we create inside our Power BI desktop. This, for instance, this is a report. And a report also has several pages. It's not required, but normally we have more than just one page in a report. So that is a report in Power BI. Now, the question arises, what is a dashboard? A dashboard is, let's say, a collection of not only one specific report, but it could be a collection of several reports. Meaning, I could publish not only one report, like my local report here, but several reports in this specific workspace. And if I do that, I could say that for specific reports, I'd like to so-called pin certain visuals, so certain visualizations to this dashboard. Meaning, if I take a look at our report, I could say I don't want to see all the visuals from this. I maybe only want to pin, for instance, the donut chart. Or I only am interested in this line chart here. And then I might have a different Power BI report, and from this other report, I'd like to pin something else. So even though visuals might, or the data itself doesn't have anything to do with each other, I still would have at least the possibility in a dashboard to still put this together. So that's why some people just say that in a dashboard, I can actually tell a story. Even better than a report, but because I could simply add whatever I want and combine it together. Dashboards itself can only be created inside the Power BI service. And the way to do it is simply click on this new option here, and there you find options what you can here create. So you can create a report, and there are other things, but there's also a dashboard. So if I click on dashboard here, so build a single page data story, then I can name this dashboard. So I could say in here, this is my first dashboard, like that. And then I can click on create. So now this is our dashboard. Currently, of course, it's empty if we create it this way because we haven't added anything so far. So let's add something. Simply go on edit here, and then we can add tiles. So we call things which we put or pin to the dashboard tiles. So let's actually, before we tile something, let's have a look at this option here, the dashboard theme. Then click on the theme here. And there you can see that you have, by default, the light theme. I can switch this to dark, colorblindly friendly, or I can customize it. So let's just see. If I click on dark, you see that now the background is simply dark. If I want to go to custom, then you can change also a background image. Here you need to specify an URL. So the image needs to be somewhere on the internet. Otherwise, you can't add it here as a background image. You simply turn this on, and then you can see here you need some HTTP or HTTPS address for that. You can also play around with the background color here. You can modify if you want, go to more colors as well. And if you see correctly, these are the original, so the old colors, which Power BI actually started with, right? But you can modify this the way you want it. Also the tile backgrounds, whether you want to change the color here, the tile opacity, and so on. So if you create your first dashboard, I just encourage you try out those things if you want to change them. For me now, I go with the dark theme. And by the way, you can also upload a JSON theme if you want to do this. But in this case, I don't have one, so I skip that. I just click for the dark. So let's click on save. And now we have this dark background. So far, so good. But still, our dashboard is still empty. So what to do? So let's go to edit. And then let's add a tile now. Click on add a tile. And now you see these are the tiles which are available. So I can add a media content, an image, a text box, or a video. And I could also, if I have some streaming data, then I could add streaming data to the dashboard to see live data, which changes. Could be, for instance, if you measure temperature or any other kinds of things from smart devices, Internet of Things from your house, you can then stream this data and then you can also monitor this inside a Power BI dashboard in real time. But for us now, let's get started simple. Let's use those things here. And specifically, I think I show you the web content and the video because the other tiles work exactly the same. You just click what you want, for instance, web content, and then I go to next, click on next, and there's my tile. And of course, now I need to fill it with live, meaning I can give it a title. For instance, this is embedded, and I call it dashboard. And you can see that this is the header here as well. You can show it, you can also play around with this option here, but you also can leave it blank if you don't want to show any title. Display subtitle here, then you can add also a subtitle if you want to do that. So the embed code. Now it's getting interesting. And I will do something. So if you are a strong believer in Power BI and you don't like Tableau, if you know Tableau, then I'm really sorry, but I'd like to show you that you can also embed, for instance, a Tableau dashboard inside this Power BI dashboard. So in Tableau, we call them dashboards. In Power BI, we have normally reports, but I could embed something from a public source in this. And I found, if you go here in, let me just go there, not YouTube, but this one here, I found the so-called Viz of the Day from Tableau. It's simply available on Tableau Public. You can go there, and of course, when you watch the video, then there's another Viz of the Day, but it doesn't really matter. Just go to Tableau Public if you want to follow along, and then you can see down there, there's this option to share, and then there's an option to embed. So I can actually take this, Control-C to copy it, and then I can go back to my Power BI here, my dashboard, and then I can simply paste the embed code. Control-V to paste it, and now you see I have embedded a Tableau dashboard inside a Power BI dashboard. So as I said, people, please forgive me for doing this. If you are a Power BI believer and you do not like Tableau, it was just an example how to actually use this specific tile, this embed tile. You just need some kind of embed code. You can use anything you want. And then embed it in here, and this allows you then to create this tile. You can also, functionality, set a custom link. Otherwise, the link would be actually the tile itself. So in this case, here going to Tableau. But in this case, I just leave it as default. Let me just click apply. And now you can see that I have this dashboard. I can also create a mobile layout here directly. I skip this for now. And of course, I can increase the tile if I want to do that. Otherwise, I have, of course, these scroll options in here. So, but this is fully interactive. Here you can see just the embed code from this specific website, in this case, this specific dashboard from Tableau. So next to that, let me actually also add another tile. So let's go to edit and let me show you one more tile. Click on add a tile. And this time I'm choosing the video because I think the image and text box are not that interesting. And of course, you should figure out for yourself how that works because it's quite easy. But if you got questions, of course, please feel free to ask afterwards. So let me click on video and click on next. And this time I have another tile here. And I can also display title and subtitle. Let's say just this is a YouTube video. And then I add some video now from YouTube. So let me just go inside the content here. And you see that I need to either use a YouTube or Vimeo URL. These are currently supported. So let me just do that. Let me go back to my other browser here. And you probably have seen that I already opened YouTube. And I choose now any video, so nothing specific. I just copy the address and then I go back to my, oh no, I closed it. Sorry for that. Need to go back, add a tile. So don't click away from the tile, go there one more time. And now just paste the URL inside. Control-V to paste it. And you see that now this video is embedded. And I can say this is a YouTube video. So then I can also customize the URL if I want to do that, set custom link. So if someone clicks on the video, then he or she is not going to the video, but to some other link. I can change it here if I want to do that. Otherwise, I simply click apply. And by the way, the embed code also, of course, works for YouTube because you probably know that you can share YouTube links, or you can also share the embed code, which is also available per copy paste from YouTube for videos. So let me click apply, and you see that now, let me just close this, I don't need this now. I have now added another tile to the dashboard. And of course I can just move them around, I can place them somewhere else. That's basically how the dashboard in Power BI works. And if you want to play around with the other options, add a tile, you can add here several tiles. So, of course, now we have seen how to use a dashboard and how to add some tiles like these ones. But you might have a question right now, and you might ask yourself, well, that's interesting, but wait a moment. Where is actually the Power BI content? I did not choose this course to see Tableau, right? Okay, no worries. The way it works is the following. We have now created the dashboard. So first dashboard. Now we can go to our workspace, the test workspace, where I have created the dashboard. So this is the origin of the dashboard. And you see that here the dashboard is now with a new icon here, also available inside this workspace. So remember that the dashboard, of course, is then placed in the workspace where you created it from. And you see that I can also include a dashboard inside the app. Or I can exclude it if I just untick this option, and then when I update the app, then this will not be included. So for this dashboard, of course, I can also add visualizations from my report. I told you this before. And the way this works is by simply going to your report, and then you see a little needle here, this one, and you see I can pin this visual. And I can do the same for this one, and I can also do the same for this one if I want to do that, right? So how that works is the following. I can simply click on this pin icon here, let's say this donut chart, and then I can specify, do I want to pin it to an existing dashboard or to a new dashboard? So I can also start with a blank dashboard directly here by simply say I want to add a new dashboard, and I just give it a name, and then I pin it to a complete new dashboard. Or in our case, to show you this, I use an existing dashboard, which is my first dashboard. If you have more than one, then all of those would be appearing here. In our case, we only have this one, so that's why I'm choosing this one by default. Then I can also specify the theme. So do I want to keep the current theme? It would look like that. So not really much. The reason why it looks like that is because it does not take the background here into account. It would also be white. So let's choose destination theme. Okay, that would look interesting, but let's try it. Let's just pin it. Go to pin, and now it's pinned, and it allows us directly jump to the dashboard. Of course, you can also go to the workspace and then open the dashboard from there. That would also work. Okay, now this is closed, so I need to go there, and let's go to this dashboard and have a look. And now you see that there is a new visual pinned to the dashboard, and now this is included in the dashboard. So that's how easy it is to pin visuals to a specific dashboard, or also, of course, to a complete new dashboard if you want to do that. And as I said, you're not limited to the report, which we uploaded here, because you could have in your workspace, of course, in the test workspace, there could be several reports, right? So there could be a local report, then there could be a marketing report, then there could be a sales report, whatever. And I can choose all different kinds of reports, choose specific visuals, and pin those visuals to the same dashboard if I want to do that. Of course, then the interaction would not work fluently, especially if those reports do not have any common link to each other, right? If they're complete different data sets and so on, this will not work, right? The interaction, like in the reports which we are familiar with. Like here, I go there and I know this uses the same data source, so I can click something and everything filters, right? So this interaction is clear here, but for the dashboard, if you choose really complete different data sources, then this of course will not work because there is no relationship. You need to keep this in mind. But still, might be helpful to have this option of the dashboard inside here than to just put things together and show maybe an executive summary or anything like that. Or also embed certain things like, in this case, other things like in this case, another dashboard here or videos or anything like that, right? And the same things apply, which we already know. So you can see here, I can go to file here. In this case, I can save a copy for that. I can print the dashboard if I want to do that. I can also share it if I have permissions to do this. I can chat the dashboard in Teams. I can also add comments. So if I go to comment here, I can add some comments here to the dashboard, which my colleagues can read then. I got that. And here I can start a conversation, and then we can all comment what we like, what we don't like, what we like to change, and so on. And beside those, we have the option to subscribe. To subscribe to a dashboard, we need to have at least one visual pinned, but we have this, so this requirement is satisfied. So I can click on subscribe here, and then I can add a subscription, and here I can specify who should actually get this dashboard. So the same behavior as we have seen for an uploaded report, right? And yeah, beside that, let me close this. You can always go to edit here, and then you can change the dashboard if you want to do that. And by pinning a visual, you have it on the dashboard, but of course you can also go to the 3 dots here, and there are a lot of options, and you can also delete it. So if you want to delete it, get rid of the tile, simply click on delete. And otherwise, if you want to go to a specific report, this is also a great feature, at least from my point of view, because you can think of, let's say you use the dashboard as an executive view, so an overview, and then people are interested in specific visualizations. So for instance, okay, this gives us information about, in this case, our sales data, right? And you have another visual pin from another report, which gives you information about the marketing data. And then we have people who are interested in, let's say, sales, and then they see the overview, and then, okay, I want to dive deeper into this, and then they click on the specific tile, and then they get navigated directly to the report, where they can see all the insights. So this is also one use case you can, for a dashboard if you want to use it like that. Okay, so that's it about introduction to dashboards in the Power BI service. Hopefully that was helpful to you, and hopefully you forgive me that I showed Tableau in this course. But yeah, I think that was really helpful to see what's possible there and how to use it. And now I encourage you, try this out yourself. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.